Hello viewers and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation South Africa, and we are still waiting to see the government which is going to emerge in South Africa at this point in time. Remember, we are dealing with a situation which is so tense, a very difficult situation for the ANC and other political organizations in South Africa. The ANC is trying by all means possible to find a suitable coalition or a GNU which will work for the people of South Africa. But notably, we have seen the EFF saying that they are not going to be part of any form of GNU. We have seen the MK giving demands that they are not going to work with the ANC as long as Cyril Ramaphosa is involved in any negotiations. This gives ANC a tough times when it comes to the issues of making key decisions. We have also seen a lot of people protesting against any possible coalition with the DA. So the only viable option at this point in time is the ANC EFF coalition, but it is mired by a lot of controversies. Fikile Mbalula confirmed indeed that the EFF reached out, but the set of demands they made are making ANC uncomfortable to actually agree with them. Let us hear part of those demands and understand what is really happening in South Africa.
And I've used the EFF as an example because the EFF are the people we regard as close to us in the left. We didn't go to the DA and ask them to govern. We didn't. I went to Julia's party, EFF, and asked them. And then he said, no, we can't govern with you. You are corrupt. I did because I thought this is where we are. He doesn't define himself on the right. And ANC people, some of them said, you are not talking enough with the EFF. EFF gave us 10 commandments to answer. I've never had such a difficult homework, even in my school days. You know, writing a homework and all of that, and then send it back to Floyd. And then he marks red, all of it. I said, no.
So if you take a look on what Fikile Mbalula has said, the issue is about compromise. The issue is about, is ANC willing to compromise? This is the main issue right here. One of the most important things to note is that the EFF said ANC is corrupt. Did they lie? No. ANC has been implicated in most scandals which are happening in South Africa. If you go back to the COVID era, there are scandals which are there, which the ANC has been implicated. If you go to ESCOM, ANC has been implicated again. If you go to SASA, SAA, they have been implicated again. Also, you have seen that it is only in South Africa under the governance of the ANC where you see top private investigators being shot dead. Yes, it's happening in South Africa. If you oppose the corruption, if you fight the corruption, you get arrested or you get shot dead. We have Arthur Fraser, who is a former intelligence boss. He exposed the leader of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, of illegally being in possession of money, which was never declared to the South African authorities. But what happened? Cyril Ramaphosa was protected by the ANC, was protected by the Speaker of Parliament. They refused to remove Cyril Ramaphosa. They refused to charge Cyril Ramaphosa and make him leave power. That is corruption. So when the leaders are corrupted, when the Speaker of Parliament is corrupted, when the opposition, the biggest opposition, is also corrupted, then you have a problem. There is one thing which was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a matter of consensus to say, let's agree that ANC leader is corrupt, Cyril Ramaphosa. He must step down. They've refused to do that. So by Fikile Mbalula and other people protecting Cyril Ramaphosa, what they mean is we do not care about the corruption things of Cyril Ramaphosa. What happened to Jacob Zuma? Jacob Zuma was implicated in corruption activities. The EFF stood up. They fought Jacob Zuma left, right, and center, and they deposed off Jacob Zuma. They assisted the deposition of Jacob Zuma based on corruption allegations. A commission of inquiry was launched against Jacob Zuma, and he was jailed subsequently by the Constitutional Court for refusing to comply with the directives of the commission. But when it comes to the issue of Cyril Ramaphosa, it seems as if he is above board. It seems as if he is the most powerful politician ever in South Africa, the most protected politician ever in South Africa. Go to Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki was accused of several things. He was deposed from power. Cyril Ramaphosa is invincible, untouchable, and is controlling everything and calling the shots. Instead, Cyril Ramaphosa introduced a step-aside rule. This step-aside rule, it makes things complicated for the ANC because everybody who starts to point out the corruption which is happening or who disagrees with Cyril Ramaphosa will be then trapped and charged and will be told step aside. We have seen it happening with Esma Khashule. We have seen it happening with other comrades who have been removed from the power cycles within the ANC. So you can actually see that to a certain point, EFF does make some sense. Julius Malema, in one of the interviews, highlighted that the problem with the ANC is that you get into a coalition, you govern together, but along the way, they will leave you around and they will start to do their own things. They will start to pursue their own dues and their own things. That is a fact. So these are the issues which are affecting the issues of coalition at this point in time. But the major problem is that ANC does not want to renew itself. ANC does not want accountability, does not want new things. What are the key demands of EFF? EFF is demanding two key things. Number one, they're demanding to have a control of the Speaker of Parliament. Why the Speaker of Parliament? They know for sure that for Parliament to be functional, it must not be controlled by those with the president in charge. Which means if the ANC is in charge and the EFF takes charge of the Speaker of Parliament, they have neutralized effectively the interference from the ANC when it comes to the Speaker of Parliament, which means there will be application of the rules of Parliament as they are. That is very important. So ANC, they know for sure that they only leverage on the Speaker of Parliament position because that is how they control everybody who differs with them in Parliament. You see people being chased. You see people being charged. You see all sorts of things happening within Parliament. People being censured in Parliament. But with the EFF at the helm of the Speaker of Parliament role, what it means is it will be serious business for the government of South Africa. It will change everything. It will change a lot. That remains a fact. So when it comes to the issue of the financial purse or the national purse of South Africa, EFF is talking about a position where they must be in control or in charge of the national purse. What it means is what the executive want is not what is going to be happening. It means EFF is going to be channeling resources in key areas to make sure that there is development, equitable development of the nation of South Africa. What is feared most by the other people on the right is that the EFF is going to direct more funds to fund black projects and black operations, black people operations. What it means is that will be the destruction, number one, of corrupt ANC, number two, of whatever which has been happening or which has been done by the markets. So if the EFF takes control of the financial purse, they are going to make reforms happen in the finance sector. What it means is you are going to see financial policies coming in place which are going to benefit South Africa. There is also a great possibility that they will be influential in the appointment of the governor of South Africa, and also they will also influence monetary policies in South Africa. Something which is very important and very key because they will try by all means possible to stabilize the rand. They will try by all means possible to make sure that investments in South Africa are level-headed and South Africa develops according to the majority who are there. So this is what ANC is trying to avoid. So you will see that all these reasons we are being told by Fikile Mbalula and colleagues, they are simply evading the truth. They are simply evading reality. So what does it mean? What it means is, at this point in time, it's very difficult to tell. ANC is left with no choice. They only have just a few choices. It's either they will compromise, work with EFF, and make sure that they survive, or they will go on a minority rule without any other political party coming on board formally. What it means is they will have a minority government. Also, another possibility is that they will dump all other political parties, unite with DA, but risk collapse. So this is what is happening in South Africa at this point in time. We'll continue to take a look on these issues so as to understand the way forward about the nation South Africa. So I'm going to play this video once more again so that you hear the position of Fikile Mbalula.
And I've used the EFF as an example, because the EFF are the people we regard as close to us in the left. We didn't go to the DA and ask them to govern. We didn't. I went to Julia's party, EFF, and asked them. And then he said, no, we can't govern with you. You are corrupt. I did, because I thought this is where we are. He doesn't define himself on the right. And ANC people, some of them said, you are not talking enough with the EFF. EFF gave us 10 commandments to answer. I've never had such a difficult homework, even in my school days. You know, writing a homework and all of that, and then send it back to Floyd. And then he marks, rate all of it. I said, no.